Welcome to our channel Storm Rider. When we talk about practical, rugged, and versatile crossovers, Subaru always enters the conversation, and today, we're diving deep into the latest iteration of one of their most beloved models, the 2026 Subaru Crosstrek. Subaru has a reputation for blending functionality, reliability, and a touch of adventure-ready spirit in a way that few brands manage to replicate. With the 2026 Crosstrek, Subaru has refined that formula even further, offering an updated experience that feels more grown-up, more sophisticated, and yet still firmly connected to its outdoorsy roots. Let's start by talking about the design, because right off the bat, you can tell Subaru has given the Crosstrek a sharper, more mature presence. At first glance, you might notice that the front fascia has been subtly reshaped. The grille is a bit wider and more aggressive, finished in either matte black or gunmetal depending on the trim level. Flanking the grille are slimmer, more angular LED headlights that project a confident, modern look, almost resembling what you'd find on the larger Outback or even the electric Solterra. There's a ruggedness to the design, but it's now layered with more sophistication. The front bumper, for instance, integrates fog lights more cleanly, and the cladding around the wheel arches and lower body has a smoother, more integrated look. Moving around to the side profile, Subaru has stuck with the fundamental proportions that have made the Crosstrek such a hit, that almost hatchback-like silhouette combined with a high ground clearance that screams, "Let's go explore." You're still getting 8.7 inches of ground clearance standard across the lineup, which is really impressive for a compact crossover. For 2026, Subaru offers a fresh lineup of alloy wheel designs, ranging from functional 17-inch sets that prioritize ride comfort to sharp-looking 18-inch options for the sport and limited trims. Subtle creases along the doors and a slightly more sculpted character line give the Crosstrek a bit more athleticism than before, without making it look overly aggressive. Roof rails are, of course, standard, because Subaru knows its buyers are loading up kayaks, bikes, and cargo boxes on the weekends. At the rear, the Crosstrek keeps things clean but tough. The taillights are sharper and more C-shaped, mirroring the signature Subaru light signature, and there's a new rear bumper design with faux skid plate styling that hints at the Crosstrek's off-road ambitions. You also get a range of new color options for 2026, including a vibrant lagoon blue pearl and a muted desert khaki that feels very much at home on a dusty trail. Subaru has always had a knack for offering fun, distinctive paint choices, and that continues here. Step inside, the 2026 Crosstrek shows perhaps the biggest leap forward. While the previous generation was functional, it could feel a little Spartan. This time, Subaru has infused the cabin with a sense of quality and comfort that feels noticeably more upscale without sacrificing the durability that Crosstrek buyers expect. The dashboard now prominently features Subaru's latest Starlink multimedia system, anchored by a vertically oriented 11.6-inch touchscreen on most trims. The system itself is snappy, intuitive, and supports wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto as standard. Physical knobs for volume and tuning remain, a small but very welcome touch that shows Subaru still understands real-world usability. The materials throughout the cabin are thoughtfully chosen. Soft touch surfaces populate high-traffic areas like the dash and door panels, while tougher plastics remain in spots likely to endure more abuse, like the lower center console. Depending on your trim, you can get everything. From water-resistant Startex upholstery, perfect for active lifestyles, to genuine leather seating surfaces with contrast stitching on higher trims. There's also a noticeable step up in sound insulation, making highway cruising significantly quieter compared to previous Crosstreks. In terms of seating, the Crosstrek continues to impress with supportive, comfortable front seats that have been slightly recontoured for better long-distance support. The driving position remains nicely upright, offering excellent outward visibility, and there's a healthy amount of adjustability even on lower trims. In the back seat, passengers enjoy generous legroom and headroom, especially for a compact SUV, and the rear seats have a good recline angle for added comfort on longer trips. The cargo area remains one of the more practical spaces in the segment, with a wide, flat-load floor and a low liftover height. Fold the rear seats down and you get a versatile, nearly flat load bay that can easily swallow camping gear, home improvement supplies, or a week's worth of luggage for a road trip. When it comes to performance, the 2026 Crosstrek lineup offers a thoughtful spread of options to meet different drivers' needs. The base and premium trims come equipped with a naturally aspirated 2.0-liter flat-4 engine, producing around 152 horsepower and 145 pound-feet of torque. It's a familiar setup for those who've driven previous Crosstreks, not blisteringly quick, but perfectly adequate for daily driving and light adventuring. Subaru has paired this engine exclusively with their continuously variable transmission, CVT, which has been retuned slightly for smoother response and less rubber band feel under acceleration. Step up to the Sport and Limited trims, and you get a 2.5-liter flat-4 engine, delivering a much healthier 182 horsepower and 178 pound-feet of torque. This is where the Crosstrek really starts to shine. The extra power transforms the driving experience, making highway merging and passing maneuvers much more confident while maintaining excellent fuel economy. Subaru's CVT here also simulates gear changes under heavier throttle, which gives a more natural driving feel. Of course, being a Subaru, every Crosstrek comes standard with symmetrical all-wheel drive. This isn't an afterthought or an optional upgrade like in many other compact SUVs, it's part of the DNA. The system now features active torque vectoring, which helps improve cornering stability by subtly braking the inside front wheel during aggressive turns. For 2026, Subaru has also improved the dual-function X-Mode system available on higher trims, enhancing traction in slippery or uneven conditions like snow, mud, or deep gravel. Combined with the Crosstrek's excellent ground clearance, this makes the 2026 model genuinely capable off the pavement, far more so than most of its competitors. Ride quality has also taken a notable step forward. Subaru has reinforced the Crosstrek's chassis with a higher percentage of ultra-high-strength steel and retuned the suspension for a more composed feel without sacrificing off-road toughness. The result is a crossover that feels planted and secure on the road, yet still absorbs rough trails with a suppleness that's rare in this class. Steering remains light but precise, with enough feedback to make winding backroads genuinely enjoyable. Fuel economy remains a strong point for the Crosstrek. The 2.0-liter models achieve around 28 mpg in the city and 34 mpg on the highway, while the 2.5-liter versions drop only slightly to about 27 city and 33 highway. Given the full-time all-wheel drive and the upright profile, these are impressive numbers that make the Crosstrek an economical choice over the long haul. Subaru's EyeSight suite of driver assistance features is now standard across the board for 2026, and it's been enhanced with a wider field of view and quicker response times. EyeSight includes adaptive cruise control with lane centering, pre-collision braking, lane departure warning, and lane keep assist. Higher trims add features like blind spot detection with lane change assist, rear cross traffic alert, and a new driver attention monitor. In everyday driving, EyeSight works seamlessly in the background, adding an extra layer of confidence without feeling overly intrusive. Another noteworthy addition for 2026 is the availability of a plug-in hybrid variant. While details are still emerging as Subaru finalizes production specs, early reports suggest a significant improvement in all-electric range compared to the outgoing Crosstrek hybrid. Expect somewhere in the ballpark of 35 to 40 miles of electric-only range, which would be a big jump and put it much more in line with customer expectations for modern plug-in hybrids. Like the regular Crosstreks, the PHEV will come with standard all-wheel drive and enhanced off-road settings, making it one of the few plug-in vehicles you could confidently take onto a trail. Subaru is also introducing a new wilderness trim for the 2026 Crosstrek, aimed squarely at the hardcore adventurer. Building on the formula that debuted with the Outback Wilderness and Forester Wilderness, the Crosstrek Wilderness gets even more rugged upgrades, including a raised suspension with nearly 9.3 inches of ground clearance, off-road tires mounted on chunky 17-inch wheels, unique front and rear bumpers for improved approach and departure angles, and an upgraded X-Mode system tuned for more extreme conditions. Inside, the Wilderness gets all-weather Startex upholstery, wilderness-exclusive interior accents, and heavy-duty rubber floor mats to handle mud, snow, and whatever else you drag in. If you're the type who's spending more weekends on the trail than in the city, this is the Crosstrek you'll want. Subaru's attention to detail extends even to ownership experience. The Crosstrek remains one of the most reliable vehicles in its class, and Subaru's strong resale values make it a smart investment. Plus, with standard all-wheel drive and an array of practical features like a full-size spare tire on many trims, the Crosstrek feels like a car built for real-world use, not just showroom curb appeal. Finally, pricing for the 2026 Crosstrek remains competitive, starting around the mid-$20,000 range for base models and climbing into the low $30,000s for a loaded limited or wilderness edition. Subaru also offers a healthy list of accessories, from roof racks to cargo organizers to skid plates, allowing buyers to tailor the Crosstrek to their specific needs right from the dealership. All told, the 2026 Subaru Crosstrek is a masterclass in incremental improvement. Subaru hasn't reinvented the wheel here, they've simply listened to their customers, honed the strengths that made the Crosstrek such a hit, and smoothed out many of the rough edges. The result is a small SUV that feels ready for almost anything: your daily commute, a weekend camping trip, a sudden snowstorm, or a cross-country road trip. It's a car that feels honest, dependable, and refreshingly unpretentious, but now, it's packaged with a level of refinement and tech that makes it an even more compelling choice. For anyone looking for a vehicle that can handle the city, the trail, and everything in between without breaking the bank or feeling too precious, the 2026 Subaru Crosstrek absolutely deserves a spot at the top of your shopping list. Whether you're an urban commuter, an outdoor enthusiast, or just someone who values practicality with a side of adventure, the Crosstrek continues to deliver in ways that few others can. It's the kind of car that doesn't just get you where you're going, it invites you to find new places you hadn't even thought about yet.